10 years later, this is the build and review of the Palace Cinema. Back in 2013, this Creator Expert set retailed for $150 US, coming in at 2,194 pieces. This build should be a breeze compared to the previous set that I built, the Ninjago City Markets. This is not the only set that I'm building and reviewing after 10 years. I did the same thing with the Tower of Orthanc. Now I'm hoping not to have the same issues as I did with it, with all of the brittle brown pieces. I'm hoping the brown pieces from this build hold up after all these years. In comparison to today's 18 plus sets, this one was a 16 plus one, and the build looks pretty straightforward. I have a feeling that this set has aged, probably not in not a good way, because the building techniques look pretty simple. The pieces used, the colors used, just all looks standard. And look how funky this limousine looks. This is the one and only modular that used stickers for its decorations, and I'm definitely going to place those two stickers closer together so we don't get that big gap in between words. It looks like the star mini figure is here for her movie premiere. She's got her limousine driver, an obsessed fan taking photos. There's a fancy well-to-do couple here to watch the show, and this guy who runs everything. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. The back of the box shows how you can configure this set with the pet shop and town hall. Now, I do have the pet shop, which I will get built eventually. The town hall I do not. I may piece that together using bricks and pieces from Lego.com, but I'm in no hurry to do that. I particularly like these 6 pictures on the back, kind of showing a story of our minifigures. Well, speaking of minifigure, there she is coming out of the limousine. The obsessed fan is buying a ticket for the show from the ticket handler. And there's that couple. The obsessed fan is in pursuit. And it looks like this movie's going to be in black and white. Are you still not convinced that this is an obsessed fan? He is up on a roof taking pictures. In this scene, you can see the well-to-do couple buying some snacks from the concession stand. And hey, isn't that the guy who was selling tickets? Well, now he's a projectionist. He's running this whole operation here. And there's the couple enjoying their snacks. Now the couple is on the roof. And I'm telling you, this guy will find you anywhere. He's all over the place. Enough looking at the box. Let's get this thing opened so we can see all of those smiling faces in person. So there are only 3 building stages. I guess that goes for the 3 manuals that are provided. And each one is relatively thin in comparison to today's standards. We also have a 32 by 32 red base plate, which is still exclusive to this set. Small sticker sheet, and some larger plates that are not bagged. Considering that there are so many pieces in each building sequence, I spent about 15 minutes to sort things out. I think that will make it a more enjoyable experience, and also to help keep my sanity. Some interesting pieces to note: these 8 printed tiles, 2x2 tiles, a green brick separator. I think this is the only set that this comes in. And we have our first 4 minifigures built. So I made this mistake on purpose so I can break in the green brick separator. Oh. The green brick separator. Just to be clear, this is the green brick separator, not the green brick separator. The thought of this being a green brick separator sends chills down my spine. And ironically, there's a movie at this theater about this. Yeah, the Green Brick family is not going to go see this. And there's actually a good selection of movies. So we've got the action thriller, some suspense, and romance. Building sequence number 1 is complete. And I told you this limo is funky. I gotta say though, I do like these doors. Pieces for sequence 2 are out of the bag and put together, as well as our last 2 minifigures. By the way, the pieces for sequence 2 are for building level 2 of the Palace Cinema. Notice these skeleton legs being used for the decorative railing. That's something that is continued to be used in the modular series, like for example, the bookshop. Building sequence 2 is now complete, and hey, I've got that set. Almost there. Phase 3 begins. That will cover the roof and the signage. All right, the model is complete. Well, just about. We have to put our obsessed fan on the roof here. There we go. I'm going to start this review with the limo. Though I think it was a good choice to include a limo and it's fun to drive around, I don't think the execution's very well for an expert level set. Look at the wheel wells are much too big for its small tires. As you can see, those arch bricks are probably not the right choice. You do have opening doors for the driver to open the door for our star. However, there's no opening doors for him, although he can just climb over, I guess. This car is built up by plate, brick, and tile. There's no large chassis piece to get started, as you would expect from a creator expert set. There's only room for one in the back, one passenger to be chauffeured around. And this car looks like it could be from the 30s or 40s, so kind of a classic. Here's a look at the 6 minifigures. The 100 unit bill probably went a long way back then, but in today's LEGO City, you can probably get a soda from the vending machine. Only 3 minifigures have prints on their backs. The style of the Palace Cinema gives you that vibe from the Chinese theater in Hollywood. You also have stars in the sidewalk itself. I think the patterns look good. You have 2 stanchions and 2 spotlights. However, they're not studded to the surface, so you can move them around, but I would have preferred some studs to lock them in place, and maybe a couple extra studs for minifigure placement. On this side of the street, you have movie posters. You can view them from the outside or from the inside. Those same stickers are doubled up, so I'll show you that in a moment. The brick-built doors are one of my favorite features of this set. I just think they look nice and are well built, though you don't want to push too hard on them because they'll kind of fold in a little bit. And moving on to this side, we have the ticket counters. I removed the upper stories so we can get in a little bit of light to see the guy collecting tickets. Though there are 2 ticket counters, there's only 1 employee. And what I like best about this is that you can actually slide money underneath the window there. The lettering on the sign is done with simple brick and plate building techniques, but I think the end result is pretty good. You have the palace wording on both sides, and there's only 1 show at a time in this cinema because there's only 1 theater room. Here's a better look at the upper stories from the exterior. Notice the arched windows don't have any window panes. I think they could have done better with the tiling work here, the plate work, with today's choice of pieces. But back then they didn't have those triangular shaped tiles and such. Do you know what I would like to see? I would like to see them remake these modular sets, the whole series. So maybe in January have the new modular, and then July 1st re-release the old modulars like this one, and then redo it with a lot more detail and today's choice of pieces. The back of the facade is a bit of an eyesore, but I can't complain too much. I don't think in real life they would spend the money to complete that fourth side. There's not much going on the roof other than a door leading to it. And here's a look at the other two sides that are normally hidden when you're butting up these modulars together. I feel like the coloring and striping looks very good, but why did they use brown Technic bricks instead of medium stone gray? And now let's look at the interior, starting with the first floor. As you make your way inside, you have the ticket counter on your right, the movie posters on your left, and if you continue straight, you run into the concession stand. But wait, there's nobody working there. 1 second. There we go. After you pick up your single popcorn kernel piece and your unchilled refreshment, it's time to head up the stairs to the theater room. Now the staircase, I do like how it's built up, tiled up, and how it's curved at the bottom. I think that looks good. Unlike the sconces, which are outdated and use kind of beginner level building techniques. The obsessed fan is in pursuit. I did want to show you how much room was available for you to reach your hand in and pose minifigures and put a limo in here. Yeah, I don't know why you would want to do that, but I just wanted to show you that there's so much room in here as compared to today's modulars, because they just left it open as one big room. There's also extra wall height as compared to modulars today. So having that accessibility to put your hand in there is kind of nice. Our couple has found seating up here on the second floor. The movie has started. And wait, wasn't that the guy selling snacks at the concession stand? Yeah, now he's operating the projector. The obsessed fan is up here as well, but no worries. The limo driver has equipped it himself with an extra piece from the set for added protection. Protection for minifigure, that is, who's watching herself on the big screen. Looks like some black and white musical. It looks like somebody has fallen asleep with their eyes open. The obsessed fan managed to get one snapshot of our star. After that, he was escorted out. Look, our couple has snuck up to the roof to do some stargazing, but not without a third wheel. So going over the positives, I think this build provides a lot of charm. Having a movie theater as part of the modular line. I like how everything at this angled portion is built, and it looks nice. I like the inclusion of the red and dark red pieces to make it feel like a cinema. The ticket counters, the spotlights, the movie posters, the stars in the sidewalk are nice. I think they should have continued with the dark red tiling out this way. I do like the patterns. This is what I'm talking about. Continuing that red, dark red color out towards the curb. So as if you're a minifigure, you're kind of drawn into the movie theater. However, I'm going to put my lamppost on this corner, just the way that my modular buildings are connected on the street. I'm going to have it right here. And also another positive about this set is the inclusion of a green brick separator. Now let's cover the negatives. This guy definitely is the star of the show and needs a helping hand inside the theater. The car is pretty weak for a Creator Expert set. There's generally lack of detail on the interior. The detail that is there is very simple. And like I said, I would prefer some studded surfaces to attach those spotlights and such. And also those brown Technic bricks. Why? That concludes my review. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of storytelling that I've done. And how'd that guy get up there anyway?